The 2025 NCAA March Madness Men's Tournament is back, and this time it is bringing all the feels. The biggest event in college sports tips off March 18th, and you don't want to miss a second of the heart-pumping action. Catch all the clutch shots, big-time plays, upsets, Cinderellas, Blue Bloods, and more. Tune in to the NCAA Men's Division I Basketball Championship March 18th through April 7th on TBS, CBS, TNT, True TV, and Stream on Max.
I can say to my new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, hey, find a keto-friendly restaurant nearby and text it to Beth and Steve. And it does, without me lifting a finger. So I can get in more squats anywhere I can. 1, 2, 3.
Will that be cash or credit?
Credit. 4.
Galaxy S25 Ultra, the AI companion that does the heavy lifting so you can do you. Get yours at Samsung.com. Compatible with select apps. Requires Google Gemini account. Results may vary based on input. Check responses for accuracy.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to Saucepans and Sidesteps.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of the Saucepans and Sidestep podcast. I am delighted to be joined by Scarlet's back row, Jarrod Taylor. Thank you for joining me. How are you?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Quite excited for this weekend. Gonna be a good one.
Yeah, sure will. So we'll start off nice and easy. So first off, what's your full name and do you have any nicknames?
Full name's Jarrod Taylor. Got a couple nicknames. My nickname back in South Africa was Twala, and then since coming over here, it's now Bobjan.
Wow.
So basically, Bobjan's an Afrikaans song in South Africa, and Alex Craig used to be at Gloucester. They used to play it in the gym apparently, so he played it in the gym one day, and it kind of just stuck since then. So it's been Bobjan since I've been over here.
Oh, Dad, I like it's a good one. There's many worse ones you could have.
Yeah.
So you've been with the Scarlets just over a year now. You were mid-season arrival last year, so 16 competitive appearances. Got your first try against Benetton. How are you enjoying life in West Wales?
Yeah, look, I think when I initially came over, it was quite tough. I think obviously coming from Cape Town, I left during summer, came over to winter over here. It was about 2 degrees, so it was quite a big adjustment. Took a bit of getting used to, but I think it's a really good group of boys and we're all quite close, so I think that made it a lot easier. I've made some really good friends. So it's actually been unbelievable and really good.
That's really positive to hear. It's great for us fans to hear as well. So talk to us about your rugby journeys. You know, when did you first pick up a ball all the way through to now?
I definitely started from my dad. He probably gave me a ball when I was about 5, 6 years old. And he was probably my biggest pusher towards playing rugby. He was always at my games when I was younger, and he always pushed me to be competitive and stuff like that. So I come from a town called East London in South Africa. It's about 10 hours from Cape Town. So I did all my schooling and stuff there. And then I signed with the Sharks when I was in my final year of school. Went there for 3 months and I wasn't really enjoying it. And then all my mates and stuff were in Cape Town. So I wanted to go study in Cape Town. So I ended up signing with the province and then spent about 3 years there.
And now you're here. So obviously a good bit of time in the Currie Cup as well. You got a good few tries in there too. So what type of player are you? I mean, as a back row, do you prefer targeting the 9, the 10? So what type of player are you?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit different in terms of I don't really look for the contact. I try and beat someone with my feet and stuff like that. We'll try and look for the offloads. I'm not like the biggest, your like standard blindside flanker who'd be like almost 2 meters, 120 kgs. I'm a bit smaller blind side. So try to find ways to beat people with my speed and probably my feet, I think.
Yeah, that fits in definitely with the style down in West Wales. So if we move on to the squad, so over the last few weeks, we started getting some squad news in for next season. So as a back row, seeing these incredibly talented backs lining up behind you, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, good. I mean, I see this morning Joe Roberts has just re-signed. So I think, yeah, he's a very good player. Obviously, got some experience with Wales the last couple of weeks. Johnny Williams, Eddie James, big ball carrier. So, I mean, I think if the forwards give them a platform to attack, they'll be happy all day.
So, it is a very exciting time to be a Scarlet. The 25-26 season tickets now on sale, prices from £129, which is unbelievable value. We've been hearing some whispers that the West Wales Derby in just over a week's time is going to be the largest attended crowd of the season. So, how important are fans in the ground?
Well, I mean, I didn't play the game, but I remember when we beat the Bulls, I was sitting up in the box, and I think the crowd was the thing that got us over in the end. The crowd was unbelievable. So I think, yeah, them when they sing in Sospan Vach, that's all you hear, and it just pushes you forward. It's a really good atmosphere.
So on to this weekend, Stormers are quite close to your heart. So,
Yeah.
a huge game in its own right, especially with the race to the top 8. How have preparations been going?
Yeah, really good. I feel like there's been quite a good energy this week. It's obviously quite personal for me, so I've been quite excited about this weekend. But yeah, I think there's been a really good buzz during training, and I think the boys are quite up for it. I think obviously we know they're going to try and bring quite that physical, just a general South African team, so they're going to try and be quite physical and run over the top of us. But yeah, I think we're up for it.
Can I get a prediction? Can I be cheeky and ask for that?
I'm hoping. I think we'll 2013 to us.
Ooh, good. That's a decent win. I take that every day of the week, every week of the season.
I think.
So
Sorry.
yeah, no worries.
No, they struggle to. They travel. They don't really travel that well. So
Nah.
yeah. So I'm hoping maybe they'll have a bit of jet lag in the legs or something like that.
Any bit helps, innit? So if I circle back to you, we all know here what the pathways are like once you hit, the age grade international. So you were twice with SA schoolboys, and you were involved in a baby box camp.
Yes.
So what was those environments like? Also, I've read some of the reports that sometimes you've talked with, but not everyone else has. They don't know a great deal about you.
Yeah, I think it's quite a professional setup. I mean, you in the whole day, especially with that baby box camp. You up at 6:30 and you finish at like 7 at night. There's just meetings, this information overload. But yes, it's quite an intense environment. But I think at the end of it, it definitely is worth it if you want to pursue anything after that in terms of rugby. Yeah, so it's a very good setup. They sort of earmark you from when you're 16.
Oh, Chris, fair enough. So, like I just alluded to, you left the baby box camp to focus on your studies. So, what were you studying? Are you still studying now?
No, unfortunately not. I was doing business management. But yeah, I got into my second year and it got a bit too much with the rugby and trying to go to lectures and stuff like that. So I ended up dropping out. But I do hopefully at some stage want to pick it back up.
There we go. Okay, so that's all the easy stuff done. I've got some really hard hitting questions now. So straight off the top of your head, as fast as you can. Think you're ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Tap and go or take the points?
Take the points.
Who was your favorite player growing up?
Richie McCaw.
Oof. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Flight.
If you could be any animal, what would you be?
A lion.
Cool. Any pre-match superstitions?
No, nothing really. Just a bit of music for me, really. That kind of gets me fired for the game.
Okay. Last meal on earth, what are you having?
A nice big rump steak with some roast potatoes.
Nice, good choice. Okay, last one. You could own dinner party, 3 guests, past, present, any sport, anything. Who are you having at your dinner table?
I think Michael Jordan. I'd love to have a dinner with Richie McCaw as well. And Nelson Mandela.
That's an intriguing 3 to have at your dinner party. Well, thank you very much for speaking with me. That's all my questions answered, Jarrod.
Very much.
To all our listeners, if you've enjoyed this, please follow, like, share, subscribe. Again, thank you, Jarrod, and to everyone listening, we'll see you next time.
Yeah,
thank you, guys.
So much.
That was Saucepans and Sidesteps. Please rate, review and share on socials if you can, and join us again next week for more of the same. And until then, enjoy your rugby.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.